What's up, bros? How you doing? Are you just chilling? Oh, man. Just turned the cool air on, so I'm really chilling right now. Oh, man. Yeah, so Persona is going to be Friday nights. Every Friday night, we're going to keep playing Persona 3 until either it's finished or we get so stuck that we can't do anything.
Hey, how can I mess up his day today? How can I mess up his day today?
Bro, I asked somebody to do something at my house.
Or Maybach. Who knows? At this rate, she will be more.
Oh my god. First, yep. I finally took that stupid thing off my arm, so now it's just the scissor arm. Because this is what it normally looks like. ESA 1 Plus. It normally has this stupid shit on it. I finally took that off. So now it's just the scissor arm. Looks so much better like that too, in my opinion at least. Oh yeah, if you want to put it in the Discord. Because I think if you post the link now, it might time you out. Unfortunately. Oh yeah, and this is also my original SM7B. The 2020 version, of which you can't even tell the difference. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I've really been enjoying bringing back the Nightmare Fuel segment here lately. I haven't got to do this in a while. Let's see. What should we do for Nightmare Fuel tonight? There's always more videos to watch. That's the thing. There's almost always going to be more videos to watch. Trying to get the shit out of the frame as much as I can, because if we do go to play something, it's going to need to be out of the way. Posted where? I don't see it in my Discord. Silent Hill 2 Mirrored Guild, contemplative dark ambient atmospheric remix featuring Maybe I'm Rambling. Well, after that fucking mouthful. IRL photos? You mean selfies? Oh, okay. For some reason it didn't show up as an update. Oh, that actually makes perfect sense, what you said in the Discord, too. It does kind of look like those tattoos. This is the most mouthful video title ever. This is White Noise. A very, very slowed version of White Noise, but it is White Noise. Yeah, I also think, as we get closer, I know I've said this before, but as we get closer to the Silent Hill 2 remake, that is when my stream is going to start getting serious copyright shit. Like, they're not going to be very pleased with the fact that I use so much Silent Hill 2 specifically music. And I have a feeling I will be seeing a lot of VODs getting muted and all this other shit, so I might have to drop the Silent Hill 2 music here soon, unfortunately. And I'm not really going to have a choice in the matter. For right now, it's okay. Like, we don't even have a release date yet. But I worry. Yeah, we're going to play we're going to finish Resident Evil 2 tonight, and then Persona Fridays is tomorrow. For us, yeah. I have coffee. And I'm not drinking it for some reason. Man, this hat is so fucking comfortable, man. I barely even know that it's on. What's up, by the way, Kendo? It's so comfortable, it's like I forget that it's on. That's how you know it's a good-ass hat. Ooh, this is kind of good, though. Yeah, isn't there also, like... I do also like when people do almost the opposite. Like, I've heard of people getting tattooed eyeliner or tattooed, like, eyeshadow because they don't want to have to keep reapplying it every day. Imagine if I did that. Cringe. I'm hesitant enough to get even a standard tattoo, so getting a makeup tattoo would be even worse. Because, like, what if you wake up one day and you're like, you know what? I'm not feeling this color anymore. You're kind of fucked. Not kinda, you are most certainly fucked. Because there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Oh, man. I'm gonna need a haircut soon, you guys. See? Colors coming in on the sides. That's usually my indicator. That's usually my indicator that it's going to be time for a cut soon. Anyways, let me turn my fan off because it sounds like. I really want a sleeve. That's what I want to be like my first big tattoo, is a sleeve. And for a long time I wanted the top of this hand to have like a big ass tattoo on it, but never got around to doing it. I know my mom wouldn't be happy about it, but I'm 28. I don't really care about that. Love you, Mom, but grown man. Oh, this, okay, honestly, this is a pretty good mix. I like this. Collarbone, oh, that's gonna fucking hurt so bad. The worst places to get tattoos are where there's no protection between your bone and your skin. Like collarbone, the bone is right the fuck there. Neck and shit, like jaw, the bone is right the fuck there. Like tops of the knuckles, ah, fuck. Just thinking about that shit. Just thinking about that shit got me cringing a little bit because of the pain. Oh yeah, I spilled coffee in my keyboard. My Vermillo Summit, that really nice keyboard that I replaced the caps on with the black keys with white legends. I spilled a shit ton of coffee in that last night as I was speeding through the VODs, getting the VODs uploaded. So I'm on a SteelSeries Apex M750 keyboard right now. Kind of like my backup. It's loud and clacky, as you can hear. But yeah. So I don't know if it got damaged yet. As soon as I spilled it, I immediately unplugged it because it has a detachable cable. I flipped it upside down and I sat it on a shelf on a towel, and I'm going to let it sit for a full 7 days before I plug it back up. I did not touch anything, and whatever happens, happens. Whew. Man, the cold air feels so great right now. Clean the keys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably pop all the keys out. Gonna have to probably pop all the keys out and put them in like soapy water, but they're EBT keycaps, so they should be fine. But yeah. Yeah, I went down that road, Rose. I can't do a schedule. I just never know how I'm gonna feel, to be honest with you. Like, I would love to have a schedule and just stick to it like fucking like a fucking robot. I would love to just, you know, hammer down a schedule and just be fucking there every single day, on time, ready, let's go. But there are some nights where it's like I literally, not only do I not know what to do, I'm so exhausted I can't be entertaining, you know, even if I want to be. Because I said this last time, guys, like, if I'm streaming any day that's not a Tuesday or a Monday night, I am fucking exhausted because I've already worked the whole day. I mean, I don't have the most stressful job in the world, but there's definitely a lot of stress involved. And I'm just fucking exhausted. Like, by the time I actually go live, I've usually been up 13, 14, sometimes even 15, 16 hours. And then I also go live for an additional 4 hours. So with the amount of caffeine I'm drinking on a daily basis and like having to cram naps in before I go live and stuff, like, it's just very, very hard to stick to a stream schedule when I already work 40 hours a week. And you guys have been super understanding of that, and I appreciate that. Like, nobody has ever said, oh, you bitched out on your schedule, or what happened to the schedule. Like, nobody's ever said anything like that to me. They've always been like, just do what's best for you, whatever is fine. So that's awesome. No, I'm not saying it won't work for you. Like, I know some streamers that say they wouldn't be able to be motivated unless it wasn't their stubbornness to stick to a schedule that they made. Like, some streamers, and I can respect this too, are like, I didn't want to stream tonight, but I did anyway because I didn't want to let the people that look at my schedule down, you know? I'll let my camera focus. Thank you. And I can respect that too, you know? It's all about different methods and styles. Whatever you got to use to motivate yourself is a good call. Use streaming to motivate me to talking to people. Oh, that's for sure. Like I've talked about this before. If I didn't have, sorry, I was making a comment on somebody's video about headphones. Just talking about the 990s, but yeah, if it wasn't for streaming and also for a high school teacher I had that basically forced me to either come out of my shell or she was gonna fail me, which you could call that a little bit overboard, but it's the truth of the matter. And honestly, I think it was the right decision. Yeah, I was asleep, unfortunately, but you know, I sleep the most degenerate hours all the time, so. Want something to motivate me, like, okay, so we're aware that these social events are happening, so let's not stream that day since you've already socialized enough. Socialize a lot, but sometimes I fall into a state and I mostly use it. Yeah, well, I think the thing that's the best about streaming is it is not so much a direct conversation between you and someone else, it is you talking at people. And I think some people excel in situations like that because you can be in your own comfort zone and you don't have to look people in the eyes. You don't have to, like, worry about your body language. You don't have to worry about the way that you're saying things because we don't personally know each other. And so it takes away the awkwardness of a face-to-face conversation, while at the same time, obviously, you still want to carry yourself well. You don't want to be disrespectful, but it relieves a lot of the pressure of social situations to have conversations in this context instead of, you know, just going up to somebody and just talking. It's a massive, massive difference, and it's really I can't look people in the eyes in public. I struggle really hard with that. Yeah, I feel like the fucking, well, it's not quite this bad, obviously, but I feel like the girl in Milk Inside a Bag of Milk, where it's like you look someone in the eyes and then immediately you just feel this tension in your face where you just want to look away, you know? That's what I feel like. Anytime, like the other day I was going to get my oil changed at this place, and the guy was just talking to me and he was super nice and just being really casual, you know, just small talk about, hey, well, you know, what's going on, what do you do, and while we were waiting on them to change the oil, and I just could not, like, I could look him in the eyes for like 1 second and then I just immediately had to look somewhere else. It's not even that big of a deal. Like if I'm at work or something, it's completely different, but if I'm just going out in public and it's somebody I really don't know, then it's like, nah, fuck that. You know, it's just not something that I enjoy doing. But at the same time, the pandemic certainly didn't help, because it felt like a lot of times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why are there 6 chat lines and it's not? Oh, it changed. What the fuck? 5, 6. Yeah, 6 chat lines here is good. Another thing is that in reality, all other peeps are strangers. At the end of the day, you can say, bears no responsibility on them itself. The act of talking with someone really do some magic. Yeah, it's tough because like everybody responds to face-to-face conversation differently, but that's what I love about this type of, you know, conversation is I'm really talking at a camera. I know you guys are hearing me because you're responding to what I'm saying, but it just relieves a lot of the tension that can be there when you're having face-to-face conversation. And I genuinely love that about it, because it allows you to practice without, it's like having training wheels on for real conversation, you know? Now, when somebody else, like for example, when Mag was in the Discord and we were playing Resident Evil 5 and shit, now that was different because I did have to socialize with her. We're playing, we're partners in the game, and, you know, we're actually talking on Discord, but when it's just the stream, it's easy, you know? You might be Chat GPT 3, I think we're on now. I've heard that they're banning Chat GPT in a bunch of workplaces already. I really didn't think it would be this fast. Like, I thought it would take a few months for us to get here, man. Where, like, all these businesses are banning it and shit. I thought it would take us a few months to get here, but it didn't take very long. At all. Oh, my fucking nose is killing me, man. Yeah, it feels like the first mention, the first time I even remember hearing anybody talking about ChatGPT was in my Discord, actually. When Malum Insei was talking to it about Silent Hill lore. He was talking to it about like the themes behind Silent Hill 2 and 3 and posting it in the Discord. I didn't even know what the hell it was. Genuinely, like I had no clue what the hell he was posting about or what that was. And it's like, look how fast the shit advanced in, 6 months. It's crazy. Yeah, research papers are doomed. TV writers are doomed. Which TV writers are actually going on strike. I don't know if that ever got resolved. Let's see. Is it over? Apparently it's not. They've been on strike for a full 30 days now. 11,500 members of the Writers Guild for America say that the rise of streaming and AI chat programs have hurt their earning power, walked off the job 2 weeks ago and refused to continue working until their contracts can be amended to ban the use of programs like ChatGPT. Wow. Yeah, artists are going to fight AI artists, true. And, all these employers, why would you... Listen, as an employer, people come with a lot of baggage. Like, you have to vet the people, you have to interview people, you have to make sure that they're great and qualified, and it's so much easier to just use AI. Why wouldn't you? So it's like I can see both sides. If I'm a hiring manager, why would I want to fucking... If I'm a hiring manager, why would I want to fucking deal with some person who's going to have baggage? They're going to bring an attitude in that I have to work around. They're going to bring all this shit into the workplace with them. Or I could just go to a website and type some stuff in. I would much rather do the latter, that's for sure. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, people are, and automation is picking up too. Like, McDonald's is getting ready to automate a lot of their POS services, and McDonald's is going to automate a lot of their POS services. So when you go to the counter, it's just going to be a big touch screen. You just select your shit. Most other fast food places, I'm sure, will start doing that. And then as those opportunities disappear, it's going to move over to retail, where automation is also kicking into high gear with self-checkout, I've even heard that Walmart has these machines now that go through the aisles and scan the empty spaces, and they can use those to essentially replace department managers who would previously go through and scan product to figure out what they needed to order for the day. Well, now there's a fucking machine that can do that for you, so. Yeah, exactly. And that's why these writers are on strike, because they're like, well, they won't change the contracts, and these AI programs are readily available to replace us. So why the fuck would we continue working? You know, they're demanding more money, and they want these programs banned so they have job security. But for some reason, NBC won't budge on that. Why won't they budge on it? Because they desperately want to use these programs. They very badly want to replace people so they can save money. This is America we're talking about. The bottom dollar is all that fucking matters. Since only a handful of people will want the handmade ones, the artists will definitely shoot their prices just to make a decent living. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. GPT isn't even good. It's not, but it's rudimentary enough that it's already capable enough to replace some stuff. That's the scary thing about it. Even with rudimentary functionality, it's good enough to replace a lot of shit. It's not even perfect. Nowhere near it. Yeah, and it can only improve. Like, they have... I don't know if you guys have seen these insane, like, Google data centers and shit. I'm sure you have, but, like... And not only that, like, the machine learning hardware that they have. The amount of fucking shit that they have ready to roll and just, you know... Actually, I'd say hundreds of millions of dollars worth of learning, software, machine learning, whatever else you want to call it. I know the algorithmic learning, machine learning, and all this hardware, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of hardware to speed the improvement of these things up and how fast they can learn. And it feels like to me, nobody is stopping and saying, wait, are we going too far here? It feels like nobody is saying that at all. Well, right, but remember, AI might take art from other artists, but at the end of the day, look at your favorite bands. They were all influenced by somebody. Your favorite movies were all influenced by an older movie. Your favorite books were all influenced by an older book. Everything comes from something. Like, that's the fucking reality of the situation. Like, everything comes from something. So if you want to think about it in terms of AI, it's just streamlining that process. You know, a human might take X amount of time to come up with an idea, where an AI can, you know, be way more productive in half the time. And then the person just kind of picks up from there and is like, wow, that is a great idea. Let's make a book based on that, you know? And that's how the writer strike is affected too, because if they can't come up with anything funny for the day, or they're experiencing writer's block as humans do, then they just punch something in, get a result out, and then they can work from that, you know? So they can use it to assist themselves while at the same time ensuring that they themselves don't have job security. It's fucked up, dude. It is fucked up. And I totally get why they're on strike. They don't know if they're going to have jobs in not even 2 years. They don't know if they're going to have jobs in 1 year. It could be even faster than that, depending on how things advance. We don't know. You know, what if ChatGPT... I think ChatGPT 4 is out. Yeah, ChatGPT 4 is already out. So what's going to happen if it's, you know, ChatGPT 6 or 7 or 8? And it's like fucking just... And the other thing is coding. Like, coding is about to be replaced too. You know, these people who are software engineers, it's going to get to a point where you can just straight up tell an AI, hey, can you write a code that has this automation harness and does this and does that? And can you, like, create a graphical representation of this data on the screen? And it'll just input, output, boom, instantly, there it is. No need for software engineers. Get them out of here. One of the things that you could spend Literally, you could spend a lifetime mastering a singular language of code and be replaced overnight if the AI gets advanced enough. It's fucking scary, man. And that's going to create even shadier stuff, because a lot of those functions like automation harnesses, those are patented. So what's going to happen if AI starts to borrow patented code? Like, it's going to be a legal nightmare. If it starts to use patented code and patented functions and all this bullshit, like, I don't even know, dude. I really don't. I have no idea what's going to happen. The only thing I do know is it feels like a lot of companies are just speeding. They're just sprinting toward the most advanced AI they possibly can, just not thinking whatsoever about the consequences, and that's what's most fucked up about it. You know, it feels like every company is just out to speed things up and just get it done and get, you know, let's get ChatGPT 6 out. Let's just keep going, advancing. Meta's doing it too, and Google's doing it. All these Silicon Valley companies. People have been warning about this shit since like the 70s, and they're still doing it. They're just doing exactly what people have warned about for decades, with reckless abandon, disregard for what could happen. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's already, I don't know if you guys know this, you probably do. Well, Kendo, maybe not where you're not in America, but there's already not enough babies being born to replace the workforce. Like, millennials and younger are not having kids, like, whatsoever. The rates at which millennials and younger are not having kids is the highest it's ever been, because we can't fucking afford kids. I would love to have kids, but I can't fucking afford kids. That's the thing. And everybody that is my age or younger is feeling that sentiment. Unless you were born into just exorbitant amounts of wealth, you can't just willy-nilly have a child. It doesn't work that way. You have to seriously sit down, consider a lot of budgeting. You have to sit down and consider your income. You have to sit down and consider where you live. Is it going to be feasible to continue living where you are if you have a baby? And for us, I can most certainly tell you it would not be. We could not afford living here with a child involved. Like, it just would not work. We would have to move somewhere with a lower cost of living. Oh yeah, it's a major problem in Japan. They have like basically no. It's not that expensive, dude. They're just little assholes. Damn. I hope Macy didn't hear that. Well, listen, I will say, you know, in my defense, I have heard this. I've heard a lot of my friends. This guy I was good friends with in school. He has like 4 kids now, and he's the same age as me. And he told me like, oh yeah, he kind of said what you said, Jordan, which is it's not that bad. But he was like, what, we freaked out before we had our first kid. And we were like, oh my God, how are we going to do this? And then we had the kid and it just kind of worked. It's like, because you only panic about it when it's not a part of your budget, but when you have the kid and it's just naturally a part of your budget, you just make it work. Like, you just make it work. You know, before you even realize it, you're just handling it, and it wasn't even nearly as big of a deal as you thought. Yeah, and I've heard that sentiment too, but I don't know, man. I feel like it would be tough. I've heard both sides, but I don't think it's in the cards right now. For me, I would have to adopt a kid if I wanted one, so it would cost more. Oh yeah, it's exorbitantly expensive. Sometimes you have to wait upwards of 2 years to even get the ball rolling on the adoption process in the States. You have to wait upwards of 2 fucking years. Right, they're expensive. They're more expensive in the time that they will take from you as an adult than the money. And I don't mean that as in, oh, kids are just fucking leeches. I just mean it as in, you know, you cannot just willy-nilly have a kid if you want to be a good parent. You need to be involved in their life. You need to be involved in their interests from a young age. You need to nurture their talent whatever they find to inspire them and they find that they're naturally good at or something that they want to practice at, you need to work to, you know, encourage them to do it. Like, there's a lot of things that you have to do if you want to be a good parent. You can't just I can't just sit here and stream all the time. You know, if I've got a son or a daughter, I can't just sit here and stream all the time and just be like, hey, Bridget, go take care of them. Like, no, that's being a shit dad. Like, you have to cut out a lot of other stuff in your life if you want to be a good parent. Exactly. Nights and weekends, forget about it. They are gone. So in that sense, I respect, you know, especially young parents a lot. You know, people that are just starting out in life and they're not necessarily, you know, homeowners. They're not even really out on their own quite yet. Like, they may potentially still be living with their parents and having kids. And I respect that, because it's like, damn, dude, you gotta, I mean, people that end up being good parents in that situation, I guess I should say, because you fought the odds and you fucking won, that's for sure. You know, if your kids end up and they've had a fulfilling childhood, a great childhood, and you did your job as a parent and taught them how the world works, taught them right and wrong and all that shit, I mean, that's a fucking, that's an achievement and a half, I gotta say. Yeah, until they're competent enough that you can trust them to occupy themselves without getting into like danger or hurting others potentially, because they don't know what's dangerous or what's not yet, then your nights and weekends are gone. Have to be aware that the adoption centers, even if everything works out, can just take the kid. Video game out the window. Well, see, when I was a kid, my mom said that when I was like a toddler, so like 2, I would just walk out. She was like, I figured out how to unlock the door because the door handle was pretty low, and I would just walk out the door. And I would just walk. Like, I would just walk around on the roads and shit. And she caught me doing that twice, and I don't even remember that shit. But that's the thing. It's like, you cannot just you can't take your eyes off kids, man. You don't know what they're gonna do. I will say I'm really bad with kids though. I don't know how to behave around kids, because I'm so often around like adults or people that are okay with me swearing with my humor and stuff, that when I'm around kids, I have to like change my humor style, and I just don't know really how to behave. So I'm really bad with kids, but you know, obviously I would get better if I had my own. What? We do have cats. Yeah, we have 2 cats that are screeching in the other room right now that count as our kids. And no, like, Pitt came in here one day scolding me for saying that. No, I do not mean that my cats are physically human children. I just mean that, you know, I don't have actual kids, so in my eyes, they are my kids. They receive that level of love and attention as if they're my kids, but they're not actually my kids. Anybody that thinks that a cat or a dog is a substitute for a human child is questionable. I do too, so much that Macy hit a golf ball in the water mini putting last week, and her first response was fuck. Yeah, dude, I would be so bad about it, because like, just as an example, just if I were to just picture myself sitting here streaming with a kid sleeping in a fucking crib in another room, they would eventually hear, even if it was this room, they would eventually hear me swearing to the point that, you know, maybe when they're old enough and they start speaking, they would start saying that shit. I need to do better about that, but I can't help it. It's been ingrained in me since I was a degenerate teenager, you know. But no, I do moments I don't, whether I need to be angry. Yeah, exactly. You don't know whether to be pissed off or laugh about it. She called my best friend a pussy for drinking Trulies. Oh my god. Got him. Yeah, that's Giga Chad. Well, I knew a YouTuber who never talked about their adoption process. But they talked about how they had everything lined up, but all of a sudden they decided to take the kid, and the person took care of the kid for 5 years. The kid was taken because someone else wanted to have them. Yeah, it's like the foster care system or the adoption system in the US especially is so fucking... It's full of all this like weird bureaucratic red tape, and it's full of all these procedures and paperwork you got to fill out, and they have to vet the potential parents a lot because they don't want to put a kid in a worse situation than the foster home they're currently in. Like, it's tough. It is tough. Like, you really have to make sure you got the right people. She doesn't cuss much, but when she does, it's hilarious. Yeah. And the most fucked up thing of all, there was even a couple on YouTube who rehomed their child because things weren't working out. Oh my god, dude. Like, you're gonna rehome a fucking child? It was Micah Stoffer apologizes after deciding to rehome adopted son. Good god. I think they actually were like forced to delete this video because of the backlash. Yeah, the kid was autistic, and they deleted it as well. They deleted it, of course. She straight up returned her adopted child as if he was a fucking piece of property. Apparently they like disappeared off the internet after this too. Kid talk is already nightmare fuel. True. Yep, that was something. I don't even know what to say about all that. Yeah, apparently... I shouldn't talk about this. I do have to say, sometimes people do have to rehome kids, but it's for a good reason most of the time. Well, the thing is, like, we don't know. A lot of times we don't know the situation. Like, we aren't there. We don't know. But a lot of people that judge from the outside and are insanely harsh about it, of course they don't know the situation, but at the same time, don't commit to something like adopting a child unless you're willing to stick to it. Like this apparently is blown up way further than I realized. Like, if you just search their names, like, look at this. If you just search their names, look at all this negative shit that pops up. Justifiably, but damn. Deleted video. Exposes what really happened to her adopted child. Apologizes after deciding to rehome adopted son. The vloggers who returned their adopted baby. Yeah, and it's like, you can't, like, of course they had to make the video because, like, you can't just rehome a child that you adopted and just expect people to just go along with the fact that the kid will no longer be in the videos and not ask questions. Of course they're going to be like, hey, what the fuck happened to this kid you guys adopted? They had to come clean. Because people were going to be asking questions, like, immediately. We have a saying here that it's not like hot rice where you can just spit it out. Exactly. Yeah. And I feel that way about pets too. Like, don't adopt a pet unless you're willing to keep it. Because if you're not willing to keep it, then you shouldn't have been adopting in the first place. Anyways, we're at the 1 hour mark and that video just ended. We're going to go for one little hint of Nightmare Fuel and then we're going to get back into RE2. One little hint. Just a touch of Nightmare Fuel. Yeah, that's horrible, Jordan. Like, 15 years is a long time for a lot of certain dog breeds, but it's always horrible, man. Like, that's never going to be easy. Like, I can't even really think about that with my cats just yet. I can see it coming, yeah. Yeah, 15 years is awesome. Like, my parents had a Great Dane that lived to be 13, which is, or no, 12. Yeah. No, I mean, you don't have to apologize. I enjoyed that conversation. All right, so Nick Crowley. I don't believe so. What about Nexpo? Has Nexpo uploaded anything? No, not for 4 months. He hasn't. What about? Well, I mean, fuck it. What about Mr. Nightmare? What's he got going on? We watched his Ouija board video a couple days ago. Police horror stories V3, supermarket horror stories, and church. Okay, church horror stories, supermarket horror stories, or police. Up to you guys. And I will go ahead and get my green screen set up before we start this video. Because it's very, very easy now. Church. Supermarket. What I wanted to say to both of you is the fucking supermarket is not good enough. That is fucking shocking. Alright, let me set up the green screen and we'll start the video. Fuck it, we'll watch both. One's 16 minutes, the other's 15, and then we'll get into the game. I started early tonight, so we have a bit of a buffer we have time to work with. We're gonna make this work. Oh, that is so great. It is so fucking great that I can just take Literally, that was like 45 seconds setup, and here we are. It's so fucking great, man. I've wanted this for so many years to be able to just, boom, setup, done. Totally worth it. Look, you can even see behind me. You can see through the mesh. Never used to be able to see that. Not quite perfect, but very close. All right, Nightmare Fuel time. The Nightmare Fuel segment of the stream has begun. Let's watch the video.
When I was in high school, I had a couple of close friends, Jason and Brian. We did quite a bit together, and when it came time to graduate, Jason had to move away to Lexington, South Carolina with his family due to his father's work.
Lexington?
After we graduated and he had completed his move with his family, my friend Brian and I were invited to pay a visit for a weekend to his new house. We decided out of boredom to start hiking around in the nearby forest and countryside, which we found had a scenic river. It was a beautiful area and felt quite peaceful, but we ended up getting lost. We decided to keep following the river as we lost track of which direction was upstream or downstream, with no sounds of civilization anywhere we could hear. We quickly became concerned about finding a telephone to call Jason's mom or dad to get us from wherever we were, even though there was no paved road or street that we could find nearby. As we kept following the river, we came to this old church-looking building made of really old red bricks with a dirt parking lot and a dirt road leading up to it. It was very encroached with growth and bushes. We decided to go inside and see if there were people, and maybe ask to use their telephone and get the address for this location. We noticed there were a few old cars, which looked to be 70s or 80s.
Oh my god, this type of photo, I know it's probably like edited, but this is fucking disturbing just looking at this.
Possibly Novas, 4 of them. Very dirty and rusted in this dirt parking lot with flat or missing tires. They were all white colored, or used to be, and parked in a row side by side. As we got closer, we heard gospel music sounds and some singing inside the church. We were relieved that there were people, so we went into the church, which appeared to be rather old and dilapidated. We peeked past the main doors to the hall and saw what I estimated was a couple dozen people dressed as nicely as they could, though they clearly were poor. When we went inside, the old white-haired woman wearing horn-rimmed glasses who was playing the church piano stopped playing, and she looked at us with no expression on her face. What happened next really stuck with me, and I will never forget it as long as I live. Everyone in that church stopped singing and put down their song sheets, and they all slowly turned their heads and looked at us with the most vacant and unwelcoming glares. Jason said, "We're sorry to interrupt. We just want to use your phone to call my folks to come get us." Nobody spoke. It was dead silent in that church other than the wooden pews creaking from the weight of the people in them. So we just slowly backed out of the door and let it close behind us.
Jesus.
Looked at each other in ominous fear and quietly left. We started walking up that dirt road, and when Brian mentioned that there were no crosses or anything Christian in there, we looked back up the road to see that maybe a dozen of those people, all men, had walked out in the front of the church and were standing there watching us intently as we walked along the road. This freaked us out, and we began to sprint up that dirt road for what felt like a good half hour. We finally came to a very old, broken down gas station that looked like one of those old full service stations. We went inside to find that the shelves were mostly empty and dusty from a quick glance, and an old, overly tanned, swarthy man with a really oily and dirty baseball cap was behind the counter reading some old book with ragged edges and yellowed pages.
Jesus, they slipped into Texas Chainsaw Massacre, dude. What the fuck is this? With a hint of cult. A hint of cult.
Always lost, huh? Just head out that way you came in and make a left and follow that road till you see a telephone pole, and just go right at the pole down the trail and it'll take you to a highway. We thanked the man and left quickly, and as we walked down the road to the telephone pole the man told us about, again looked back, and the old man was out in front of the gas station with his arms folded, just staring at us with a rotten-toothed grin on his face. We got to the pole, made the right, and followed that trail to the nearest highway after about a good half hour of walking in the twilight. It had just gotten dark as we got to the highway, and we tried to wave down a few people passing by, but nobody stopped. Thankfully, a police officer saw us and pulled over to help us. We told him we were lost and gave him Jason's address, to which he whistled and said we really were lost. It took about 30 minutes for that officer to drive us back to Jason's, and during the chit-chat, he told us we needed to be careful out in those woods, as there are some crazy witch folks in it.
Oh my god. Yeah, that, dude. I tell you, my hometown has that shit too. I tell you it does. You go out into the fucking, what we call in the South, we call it the boonies. You go out into the boonies. Well, we don't just call it that in the South, but specifically here, we call it the boonies. You go out there, you never know what the fuck you're gonna find. Out in the middle of nowhere and shit. You have no idea what you're gonna find out there.
A long time ago, I'm talking like 8 years ago, two friends and I, James and Sean, did something really stupid. But at the time, doing stupid things was what we did to pass the time. We're not really friends with James anymore, but Sean and I still talk often, and so oftentimes we'll talk with each other about this story. We were 19 years old. We lived in bumfuck New Jersey. Lots of vacant houses in our old town. And atop a hilly road not far from our houses was an abandoned church. Locals knew about the church.
Bumfuck New Jersey.
Off road, and it had been abandoned for many years. I'm not sure if it's still standing or what the current state of it is, as I live in Florida now. But James, Sean, and I, being the troublemaking thrill seekers we were, came up with this genius plan of bringing a Ouija board to the church late one night.
Oh dear God.
This was October,
Why?
so I guess we were doing it in honor of spooky season. Sean had the Ouija board in his closet, so he brought it. I drove the three of us, so I first picked up James, then Sean, and we just drove straight towards the church. Since the road up the hill to the church was literally blocked off, we had to park on the side of the road and walk from there. We followed the road up the hill to the church, using one flashlight at first, so as not to overdo it and draw any possible attention. But once we were atop the hill, we pretty much all three of us turned on our flashlights. The church was surrounded by woods in basically all directions, and had a gravel parking lot alongside it.
Why would you do
The church
this?
had been broken into a million times before, and was littered with graffiti.
It's just a
So the big
horrible
front door
idea.
was already ajar. Two of us had to work together to pull it open because it scraped on the floor though. Once inside, we naturally just looked around the place with our flashlights to make sure no one else was in there. It was definitely creepy being in that place at night. Sean set up the Ouija board. Then he pulled out these 3 candles from his backpack as well, and he laughed and said it would add to the experience. He placed the 3 candles in a triangle formation around the board, and as they were all lit, we turned off our flashlights. Now the only light in the whole place was from the candles, creating a much more eerie and uncomfortable vibe. We really couldn't see more than maybe 6 feet in all directions. So we began playing with the Ouija board. Sean was doing most of the talking. At this point, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he definitely opened with "Is anybody there?" and the typical cliche Ouija board questions. The planchette started to move and we started to laugh. I knew it was one of them doing it. I feel like it's not possible to play with a Ouija board with your friends without someone jokingly moving around the planchette.
True.
We
That's
went
true.
along with it though, and whoever was moving it spelled out a few words. As this was going on though, we heard a weird crack type sound come from the altar of the church. Best way I could describe it is it sounded like a big piece of wood cracking in half. It was loud and it sounded like it was done by someone. We all jumped in reaction and hurried to shine our phone's flashlights in the direction of the altar. There was no one there as far as we could see. I think both of them were just as freaked out as I was after that. But the place was old and falling apart, so some weird noises here and there didn't seem that crazy, and so we kept going. We all took turns asking the board questions, but the planchette was no longer moving. I think because that crack sound freaked all 3 of us out, and now we were taking it more seriously. This went on for some time, until another sound from the altar area broke the silence again. But before we even had time to shine our lights over there again, something landed on the Ouija board, causing all of us to jump and scream. It was a rock about the size of a golf ball. All 3 of us just had our hands on the planchette 2 seconds ago, and there was no way any of us could have done that. We all 3 got up and ran back out of the church
It's
screaming,
music.
leaving the Ouija board and candles behind.
Psycho.
We ran all the way down the hill and back to my car, and fearing we were being chased, we didn't stick around. I drove us all back to James's house, where we just sat in the car for a good half hour talking, wondering what exactly just happened. Sean is very religious and superstitious as well. He was confident we had reached a spirit of some kind. I don't really believe in any of that stuff. I believe there was someone else in the church with us, which I find to be equally terrifying. Sean went back to the church the next day with James to get his Ouija board back. And to make things even stranger, the Ouija board was missing, but the candles were still in place. When they saw it was missing from the entrance, they decided to just leave right away. This remains to be the single scariest experience of my life.
APD 420. Oh no, what's this story gonna be?
This happened in Warren County, Georgia, a very rural inland part of the state.
Oh my god, dude. This just reminds me of my hometown. Any footage of the South like this, where it's like all this greenery and these very rural type neighborhoods. It's not even suburbs. It's just very rural. It's like this all over the South, dude.
I was with my girlfriend Marissa, and we were driving around checking out the area, seeing if it was somewhere we'd like to live. It was very quiet and spacious, which is what we wanted. We're both Roman Catholic. She likes to go to church a little more than I do, though. It was a weekday in the middle of the day, and not much traffic at all. We checked out a bunch of things in the area that would be important to see before deciding on moving to an area. Since Marissa has been an equestrian for most of her life, a big point of us moving to a rural area was for her to have a barn for her horses. After checking out some properties listed for sale, we happened to pass by a small, cute-looking church on the side of this very quiet road with a bunch of cars in the parking lot. This church wasn't far from the last property we just looked at, so Marissa shook my shoulder and said we should see if a mass was going on, see if it's nice. And so I pulled into the little dirt-like parking lot for the building and parked next to some old red minivan. A lot of the cars in the parking lot were on the older side. In fact, I'd say most of them. I mentioned that to Marissa as we got out of the car, and she agreed and said it was probably because it was a lower income area.
Dude, somebody should make a horror movie about shit like this. It would actually be really good. The South is full of real stuff like this to reference too.
And it was a pretty small inside as we expected. I'd say there were 5 rows of pews, each cut in half in the middle by the nave, or center aisle. There had to be at least 20 people in there, though they were not an older crowd. Usually in every mass, big or small, you'd see a decent amount of seniors, but based on the backs of everyone's heads in there, everyone appeared to be in their 30s to 40s. It seemed everyone was sitting in silence for some kind of prayer. As we sat down in the back, the people closest to us started looking at us, like one at a time, and as others noticed the staring, they would look to see what the others were staring at and then look at us. Marissa and I looked at each other, then nervously looked back at everyone. All we could think to do was smile, but no one smiled back. They were giving us the most unwelcoming stares, and I just realized none of these people were dressed even remotely nicely for a mass. What was going on here? This was when I realized there were no women in here, not a single one besides Marissa, and the stares. They seemed to be staring more at Marissa than me. A man in a mask at the front of this alleged church, by what I guess was supposed to be the altar, then stepped up and pointed at us and said, "Who invited you here?" I took it upon myself to answer for us, and said that we were just passing by and saw that a mass was going on and we wanted to join. The man was clearly not a priest, and this was clearly not a Roman Catholic church. The masked man said, "You need to leave now." By now, every last person in the church was looking at us. I said, "Come on, honey," and we got up and hurried out and ran to the car. We wasted no time sitting in the car. I got us out of that parking lot right away, but we both noticed in the rearview mirror someone from the building getting in their van in the parking lot. I felt like there was no way they were going to follow us until we saw that gray van catching up to us in the mirror. I had Marissa GPS the Warren County Sheriff's Office.
Yep, drive to
Drove
the police
straight
station.
there. The van was behind us the whole time, not on our ass, but close enough that it was obvious. The second we pulled into the public safety parking lot, the van kept driving down the road. When it was gone, we simply drove straight home and never looked at Warren County again. We clearly ended up in some kind of cult meeting, but I don't get why they had someone follow us, nor why they were having their meeting in broad daylight, or why they didn't at least lock the door.
Oh, I thought that was it. I was gonna say that was a great video, or a great story to end it off on.
When I was a Cub Scout, we would always have our meetings somewhere in a Catholic elementary school, whether it was in the school gym or in one of the adjacent rooms. I was like 8 years old when this happened. It was disturbing.
Well, your message got held by Automod, but possibly. Jordan said it could have potentially been a fucking clan meeting. I mean, it's possible. But yeah, just don't try not to use that term.
disturbing. But before I get into why I'm telling you that, let me start from the beginning. It started a few days earlier when I was at mass with my mom and my brother like we'd go to every other week. We usually would be late, so we'd either sit in the back or stand by the doors if there were no seats. Today, we sat all the way in the back
Churchgoers went Ganado mode? Oh god.
corner. My mom and then brother entered the pew first. I sat on the end.
You're probably right
Some
though,
point
Jordan.
during the
That's what's
mass,
fucked up.
I noticed an older man with glasses and a white mustache who was standing against the wall to the left of me looking at me. As I glanced over, he smiled, and I still remember vividly the stupid, creepy face that he made as he was trying to be funny. But I was 8, I wasn't a toddler. It felt weird and uncomfortable. I did my best to look away, but I could see him keep looking over to me every few seconds. I looked back at him, and once again he made another weird face that I assume he was making to try and be funny. It just came off as weird again. My mom noticed it this time and tapped me on the shoulder and whispered to ignore him. I believe she gave him a dirty look as well. The next time I looked in that direction, the man wasn't there anymore. He had walked somewhere else. The next thing I remember from that mass was going up for communion, and then as I got back to my seat, the man was back in that spot again, and he was staring at me, just smiling the whole time until I got back to my seat. My mom noticed it again, and since we got the communion, we just left. My mom said on the way out she didn't like the way that guy was looking at us, specifically me. Now fast forward to when scouts come into play. Towards the end of our meetings, we'd sometimes have little fun contests or games, and this day in question we were having a scavenger hunt. The items we were supposed to be finding all tied into the theme of scouting. I remember some of the objects on the list being a first aid kit, a rope, a flashlight, things of that nature. We were split into 2 teams, and we all had a copy of the list.
Oh no.
And the team to find the most items would win.
I think I know where this
we all
is going.
split up. The play area ranged from the gym to the cafeteria to some of the adjacent rooms. I was running around rooms and tiny hallways I'd never even seen before, looking for any of the items I could find on the list. I wasn't having much luck. Eventually, I found myself in this very narrow hallway in the back section of the cafeteria by the kitchen. In this hallway was one of those ice cream fridges filled with like ice pops. I looked inside the fridge for any of the items, nothing. But then I decided to be sneaky and take one of the ice cream pops. As I did, I heard a man's voice to the right of me. I looked over and saw that man from the church a few days earlier, walking over to me smiling. He said something like, "Don't let them see you taking that." He shut the fridge door and grabbed my hand and told me he had some better treats in the back where the kids aren't allowed.
Oh my
I
god.
broke my hand free from his grip and tried to walk away scared, and he grabbed my wrist this time tightly. I turned to him and he went, "Shh, calm down." I yelled help, and he let go of me and said, "Stop it." I ran back to the gym and told the Cubmaster what happened. Thankfully, my Cubmaster was an actually nice, caring man, probably because he was a father himself, and he told my mom about it. I told my mom it was that same man from the church, and my Cubmaster would help my mom in reporting that man to the church. It turned out that that man worked for the church. I'm not sure what exactly he did, but he lived on the church grounds, which explained why he was there. What makes me sick, though, is that allegations came out against that man from an altar boy's parents, claiming he touched him inappropriately. The disgusting thing is, I can imagine what he was planning on attempting to do if I actually followed him to wherever he was trying to take me. I don't know if that man went to prison or what, but I know the church cut ties with him after this.
Jesus, man. Yeah, seriously, that first story could have easily turned into Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No shit. Sounded like they stumbled into a cult village. Yeah. Oh, this person lives in Lexington, South Carolina. Started watching you when I was 12-ish. Now I'm 19. Time sure does fly. I always made it a habit to check your channel every 6 months or so, and you'd have a mountain of vids posted that I could binge for a solid day or two. Thank you for providing this content. Man, I've been watching Mr. Nightmare since, Jesus, probably 2000... I don't know. Probably 2013 or 14 is when I first started watching him. So 9 years ago, 10 years ago. Damn, so I would have been 19. Oh God. I'm the age that this guy is now. Or I was the age that this guy is now. Holy shit, I'm old. I'm old as fuck. I went to the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris about 10 years ago, and on the day we went, it was very rainy and there was lightning right overhead. I almost thought it was going to strike the building. It wasn't necessarily scary, but it definitely helped set the depressing gothic mood that such a cathedral is known for. As a Georgia resident who's heard and seen things in rural Georgia, the Warren County, Georgia case sounds less like a cult meeting and more like a daytime Klan meeting. So, yep. As a guy born in Georgia, I can confirm. Holy shit. Well. Alright, last one, and then we get into the game. Alright, supermarket. Last one, and we get into the game. Exactly why I'm not a churchgoer. Dude, the South is scary, man. The South is fucking scary. That's why I said someone needs to make a horror movie based on like cults and shit in the South. It would actually do really well. Sorry, I picked the wrong scene there. I mean, it's been done, obviously, but
and so our grocery bills are quite high. My husband works at a tech company, and I currently stay at home raising the kids, who are 10, 7, and 3. I go food shopping at least twice a week, and I usually go to the King Cullen near our house, though I sometimes go to the nearby Target as well. Those are two of a very small list of grocery stores in our quiet town. To give as much context as possible, we're an Italian family and I'm currently 40 years old. This happened not even a year ago when I was 39. I was running behind on shopping one day, so I went much later than usual. The King Cullen by us closes at 10, and it was definitely past 9 o'clock already, so I hurried over to the store with my flyers and coupons. The kids were complaining about a lack of food in the house, so I had to get a quick grocery run in. Most days I'd have to go shopping with my 3-year-old daughter Haley. Since it was late and my husband...
This is going to be weird for me because a late night grocery store is like one of my biggest comfort zones in life because I did third shift for like 3.5 years. Between when I was 19 through 22, I did third shift. And then 23 to 24, I did a 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. shift, and then I left my hometown. But when I was working at a retail store in my hometown, it became a huge comfort zone for me. So this is going to be really jarring.
Was home from work at this time. For once, I was able to go shopping alone, which I consider a luxury. I got to the King Cullen, which was pretty void of people at this hour since it would soon be closing. I grabbed a cart and quickly started doing my laps down the aisles and grabbing whatever was on my list and whatever was on sale. I was in the cereal aisle when I got a tap on my shoulder, which startled me. I turned and saw a very tan man about my height with a baseball cap on, a black goatee, and a red zipper-up hoodie and jeans.
You're all alone on the aisles. You can do everything. You can ride the carts without stopping. Just, I don't know what it is. It's like the smell of the cleaning stuff that they use. It's so many different things. Like the smell of the cardboard and the new stock that's getting opened up and just being in like the candle aisle and all these different aisles. Like it just is a comfort zone. I don't know.
And about my height with a baseball cap on, a black goatee, and a red zipper-up hoodie and jeans on.
Mm-hmm.
He laughed and apologized for startling me, and said that he'd been looking everywhere for a specific bag of chips that was in my cart, and he asked where I found them. I politely told him the aisle, and he said he checked but couldn't find it. So I actually led him exactly to where I found the chips. He thanked me with his awful breath, and I smiled and was about to walk back to my cart, but then he started making pointless comments.
Do I know what a junk journal is? I mean, I can assume what it is, but I haven't heard of I haven't heard that term specifically, no. It's like an OC paradise. All is neat and aligned. Yeah, dude. Obsessive compulsive paradise.
Conversation with me about why he liked those chips so much. Something silly like the ingredients or a lack of a specific ingredient. I kept trying to make it obvious that I was inching my way back to my cart. He wouldn't get the hint though. It was when he made a weird pause and then said, "Gosh, you're pretty," that I said thank you and that I had to get back to my shopping
Here
before
we
he
go.
closed. I went to my cart, but he followed me and kept talking to me. At this point, as politely as I could, I told him I really would just like to shop in peace. He finally seemed to get the hint and walked away, but for the rest of my time in the store that night, I kept seeing that man circling the aisles, and each time he walked past the aisle I was in, he'd slow down or even stop and just look down at me. I was getting increasingly uncomfortable and hurried up my shopping.
Pepper spray.
When I was finally
Oh, I hate
done,
this shot.
I went to the checkout, and as I emptied my cart, here comes Red Hoodie Guy with a whole 2 or 3 items, and he waits on line right behind me. He doesn't say a word anymore, but I felt his gaze even through the back of my head. When I was done checking out, I pushed my cart away, and the man called out, "Have a good night, ma'am," and I ignored it. As I was unloading my car, I noticed the Red Hoodie Guy in the parking lot looking at me as he walked to his car. He got into a junky-looking Honda that must have been like 30 years old. He didn't turn the car on though, he just sat in it. I finally finished loading my car, so I got inside, started it, and began driving out of the parking lot.
Following.
I looked in my rearview mirror a few times, and I didn't see any headlights behind me, so I felt safe to drive home. It wasn't until I pulled into the driveway and looked to my left down the street that I realized there was a car with its headlights off driving slowly down the street
What
approaching
the
our house.
fuck is this guy doing? It's like making a collage on as a journal. Oh, okay.
It pulled to the curb a few houses down. It looked to be that Honda from the parking lot.
Fuck that.
I went inside the house and called my husband's name. He came downstairs looking concerned, and I told him I was followed home by a creep. He hurried outside to the stoop, but by this time, the car was already gone. The following weekend, late at night when we were all in bed, we heard some shuffling around outside in the side yard. I shook my husband to go check what it was, and he went to slide the window open. He saw someone right below the window trying to open the side gate to the backyard, but after hearing the window slide open, the man looked up and started to run. My husband grabbed the bait.
Yep. If you're being followed, drive straight to the police station. Do exactly what that couple did in the last video. Drive straight to the safety public parking at the sheriff's office or the police station, wherever the fuck it is. Put it in your GPS, drive straight there.
Baseball bat from under the bed and ran
Best
outside.
idea.
And when he came back a minute later, he said he saw the car speeding down the street and he tried to chase after it. He perfectly described the shitty Honda that the Red Hoodie Guy was driving. It was undoubtedly him. We phoned the police, and given the late hour, a police officer arrived to our house in under 5 minutes. I described the man and his car the best I could, and that was that. He never returned to our house, not after seeing my angry husband chasing his car.
Yeah,
on
that's right,
foot
bitch.
with a bat. It still remains uncomfortable that a creep like that knows where I live, though. When I was in college, I worked at Wallbaum's. The one I worked at was a 24-hour one, so a couple unfortunate people would always be stuck working that awful shift. I thought since I was 20 and in college that my boss would never put me on an overnight shift. But unfortunately, I guess when she asked my
What the
school
hell are you
schedule-
doing here? You don't belong here. Are you going to say that?
and I told her I was off Mondays and Wednesdays, she saw me as a perfect sucker to stick on the overnight shift occasionally moving forward. One day I saw that I was scheduled for a Tuesday night from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. I had to triple check the schedule to make sure that that was right. I felt sick seeing that, and when I asked my supervisor why I was put on the overnight shift, he told me if I'm over 18, I don't really have a choice. I considered quitting, but I needed the job and money. So I just sucked it up and decided I'd do it this one time and then tell my boss I can't do it ever again because I have to study for school. So I arrived at the store at 12 o'clock and relieved my coworker Amanda. Half the lights in the store were out at this hour to save on electricity. There were a surprising amount of customers in the store when I got there. I guess more people than I expected would do quick midnight shopping runs. Past 1 a.m. though, the place was completely dead. Maybe 3 customers in the entire hour.
I loved midnight
As it got
shopping
later
runs.
in the night, there were
Dude, shopping at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. was my favorite thing because nobody there. Nobody's there. Everything's freshly restocked. It was the best time to shop, period.
less and less customers. It was past 2 a.m. by this point, I was as bored as humanly possible, and there hadn't been a customer in over an hour. I wondered if there were any other employees in the building. There had to be, I figured. They couldn't have a lone 20-year-old running the whole place by himself. There was some bald guy who looked like he could be a manager that kept passing by the front registers every few minutes. He had
Going
a
home
key ring
drunk at
attached
2
to his
a.m.? Oh, no.
khakis with like 10 keys on it, and he was holding a small backpack-type bag in his hand. So I said, "Excuse me, are you the manager?" And he came over and asked if it was my first day on the job, to which I said it was my first night shift. He shook my hand without giving me his name, and asked me if I could go to the back warehouse of the store and organize the pallets. He said he'd watch the front. I didn't exactly know what that meant, but I'd figure it out. I walked towards the back of the store, and as I did, I saw him doing something to the entrance door of the store, like
Oh
he
my
was reaching
God.
for some switch on the side of it, as if he were locking it. I made my way into the back warehouse, where I saw a tall man who looked like he were 30, wearing a manager's vest that said wall bounce. He saw my apron and introduced himself as Rob, the night manager. I said, "Oh, I thought the guy in the front was the night manager." And he looked puzzled and said, "Who?" When I described that man from before, he asked me to show him who I was talking about, because he was the only manager on duty. We didn't even make it out of the warehouse before all the lights in the store turned off. Rob told me to wait in the warehouse while he checks out what's going on. I watched as he walked through the warehouse doors
Rob needs to get himself a double-barrel shotgun pronto.
into the darkness of the store, with the only light out there being from the lights of the dairy coolers that were still on. I sat on a box on a pallet, and was on my phone trying to text any of my friends who could have been awake about what was happening, when I heard a door from inside the warehouse opening. It was on the other side of the warehouse, separated by the freezer and dairy fridge. There were 2 ways in and out of the warehouse back into the store. I still sat there, now with my ears perked up, listening for any sounds, when I heard quiet, slow footsteps getting closer, followed by a voice saying, "Hey kid, you in here?" But it wasn't Rob's voice. It was that bald guy's voice. I hurried out the warehouse doors into the store, but quietly. I jogged to the front of the store looking for Rob, but I couldn't find him. I called out his name, nothing. I grabbed my jacket and tried to open the exit door, but it wouldn't open automatically. So I tried to physically open it, but it was locked. I heard footsteps approaching from behind me, and I turned and almost screamed, but I realized it was Rob the manager. He flicked some lever or something on the top right of the door and unlocked it, and he said in a panicked whisper to hurry and get outside. He followed behind me. We left the store and he got right on the phone with the police, and I heard his whole conversation.
Jesus,
He
man.
said he believed an armed man locked himself into the wall bounce and was probably trying to rob the place. I told him to tell the police that I think he was coming to harm me in the warehouse, which he relayed to the operator. He told me I should go wait in my car or leave. I'm sure because he didn't want the store to be held liable for anything if something were to happen. I went and sat in my car and just watched for a little while, and within 10 minutes there were at least 4 police cars outside the store. They all went inside for a while, and I didn't see whatever was going on, so I left. I didn't quit after that, though. The next time I went into work, I was told all about what happened by my supervisor. The security footage showed that bald man circling the place, acting suspicious, checking if the coast were clear to do whatever he was planning to do after locking the doors. He cut the lights in the store. The cameras showed him going straight to the warehouse where he told me to go. That's the scariest part to me,
Jesus
because
Christ,
if he were
man.
armed and robbing the place, he could have been on his way to put a gun to my head or something. The camera showed him leaving through the emergency exit in the warehouse way before the police arrived. In the end, I never worked an overnight shift again after talking to my boss, and I stayed at that job for another few months. I'm not sure if that man was ever identified.
They never even caught the guy? Well, gotta take these stories with a grain of salt. We don't know if they're real, but, you know, it's fun to believe that they're real.
I used to work as a night restock worker at a supermarket in a somewhat rural town. The store was called Great American. It was the biggest and best supermarket in the area. My shift would be as soon as the store would close at 10. I'd work from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. the latest, restocking the shelves and organizing everything before the next operating day.
Great America.
I, of course, had the keys to the store for the after hours. It would be a team of 2, myself and one other, either Terry, Carter, or Alfonso. Tonight, I was supposed to be working with Terry. I arrived to the store and let myself into the back where all the inventory yet to be stocked was. I started my work using the pallet jack to bring a whole pallet of boxes out to the shopping floor. I started with the bread and nuts aisle, rotating the older loaves in the front and putting the newer loaves in the back. Halfway through, I realized I hadn't seen Terry yet. I walked to the back area of the store where the inventory was, where we'd leave our belongings. He wasn't back there yet. I left the back door cracked open with a door stopper for him when he would show up. So I went back to work for another half hour, and with still no sign of Terry, I once again went to the back of the store. He wasn't in there, but I noticed the back door was shut. I assumed that meant Terry was here somewhere. I went to open the back door, and saw the door stopper was outside, which I thought was weird that he kicked it outside instead of bringing it in. I called Terry's name and it echoed through the room. He didn't call back, so I decided to call him. He picked up, sounding like he was in bed, and I asked him if he was at work. He said he wasn't coming in tonight because he was sick. Suddenly I got the chills.
Oh
I
no.
told him someone kicked the door stopper off the door, and he said it could have just come undone itself. Nobody else was scheduled to work that night. I told him feel better, and we hung up. I wasn't sure if I was convinced that the door stopper came undone itself, because I kicked it under the door pretty tightly. I did a quick look around just to make sure no one was in the back of the store, and when I didn't see anyone, I went back to work, though I felt a slight sense of unease the whole time. I was stocking the remainder of the bread when I heard a loud sound echo from across the shopping floor. Okay, now someone had to be in here. I got off my knees and went to the middle aisle that intersected all the other aisles. I looked straight down the aisle and stood there for a hot second, and all the way on the opposite side of the store in the dairy aisle, a man dressed in black walked past the middle aisle, looking down in my direction. I felt my heart drop. It felt like that scene from the movie Signs where the alien walks past the birthday party.
Yeah.
I had to think logically.
I was just
Maybe
thinking about
this was
that
someone
too.
else filling in for Terry's shift.
Oh Jesus, man. This is nightmare
I had
fuel
to
for
think
sure.
logically that maybe this was someone else filling in for Terry's shift that our boss didn't tell me about. I started to speed walk down the center aisle and yelled "excuse me" very loudly. I looked to the left down every aisle I passed since he went towards the front of the store. In one of those aisles, he was waiting at the end of it, standing there fully facing my direction. When he saw me, he walked out of sight in the direction I was just coming from. I yelled "excuse me" again and started to run down that aisle to catch up to him.
Why?
I didn't get a good look at his face yet. When I got to the front of the aisle by the cash registers, I looked down the direction he went, and I saw him all the way at the end by the bread aisle. Half his body was hidden behind the shelf. His mouth was hanging open, and he started to wave me over, but he didn't say anything. His face was freaking me out. I attempted one more time to speak to him and said, "Who are you?" And he disappeared behind the shelf. I wasn't being paid enough for this. I went outside to sit in my car and call my boss. He picked up and I told him there was some random freak roaming around the store. He told me to get him out of there if I can, or call the police to get him out. I was not going to attempt to physically remove a crazy person from the store, so I called 911. I waited in my car until a police car showed up. I greeted the officer and asked him to follow me inside. We walked around the place looking for the man,
Couldn't find him.
and we saw him at one of the aisles
Oh.
again, creepily standing there again as if playing a game. When the police officer commanded him to come here, he actually listened. He was put in handcuffs, and he was the strangest man I'd ever seen. He kept smiling and looking at me non-stop, licking his lips. He had huge bags under his eyes. The only words he spoke were when answering the police officer, saying he was looking for a snack. I didn't like the way he was looking at me as the police officer was walking him back outside to his car. It was this menacing, threatening smile that I haven't forgotten to this day. I continued my work after that. Needless to say, I never left any of the doors open again.
Yeah, I mean that was a great video. That was it's tough to decide which one was a better video. They were both really good, but that was a great video. I tell you, man, nobody does it like Mr. Nightmare. He's the original and the best. The original and the best. Anyways, it is time. Yeah, dude, that sign scene and that whole movie is really good. It's all fine. Once I start the game, it won't look like this anymore. No, I never finished it. Hey, that would be a good watch party movie. This was 1998, I believe. That is too small. Yeah, man, it gets no better than that. What's my charge at? Oh, 1 bar. Probably gonna need to plug in before this stream is over, but that's okay. Oh, I was 1? I didn't realize I was in caution. One bar can take me far. True. Alright, so we have one more use of the club key. You're on the underground, right? Yep. Yeah, this area, this whole area underground is useless because you need it just says a child is the only person that can get through here. I did put all the plugs in here though.
What was that all about? Running off like that was reckless and stupid.
Damn, fucking roasted.
Those zombies are everywhere. Not to mention that thing that got Ben.
I was there, Leon. I know.
Look, Ada. As an officer, it's my job to look out for you. But we're not going to get through this alive if we don't work together. Okay?
All right. We'll do this your way for now.
Because it shows both, it does. Yeah, I feel like this part was done well in Remake as well. She was barely with you, though. Isn't this a save room or not quite yet? Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Holy shit, 30 bullets? Sewer manager facts. User list of the connecting facility. Yeah, fuck that. On the first and third Wednesdays of the month, Angelica Margaret, Chief of Maintenance, will make use of the facilities. Be sure to reduce the moisture levels in the facility by activating the fan, as the equipment she will be using is susceptible to the effects of water vapors. On the 28th of every month, the chemical transporter Don Weller will use the facility. The chemicals he will be transporting are extremely volatile. Extreme caution should be observed throughout their transport. On the 6th and 16th of every month, Police Chief Brian Irons will visit the facility to attend the regular meetings that take place in the lab. On the 4th Friday of every other month, William Birkin will use the facility to conduct a training seminar for the Chicago branch of Umbrella Inc. As the probability of an attack upon Dr. Birkin will be high, take every measure conceivable to guard his life. You will be informed of all other potential visitors and the times they will arrive as needed. Guide these individuals to their destination safely. We expect nothing but the best from you. Charles Coleman, Security Chief, Umbrella Headquarters. Fuck it, why not? I only have space for 2 saves, because my fucking virtual memory card is full. Must be full of Silent Hill 1 saves, because I don't really play much else on here. I was gonna say, I thought I remembered checking this. The secret room, too?
Ada! Heads up!
Leon, that woman was.
Hey, what's up, Dr. Red?
Talk to her.
How you doing, sir? Well, yes, let's go talk to her with my 9mm. You can move the locker in the previous room? Oh, okay. Doing good? Just chilling in Cedar Rapids? Dude, the fucking space behind me is flickering so much. I don't know why. You see how hard it's flickering? Wasn't even doing this yesterday. Yeah, see, there you can actually see the green screen. I don't know why that's happening. Anyways. Yeah, it definitely could be. Got an Epic deal and picked up Revelations 1 and RE1 Remake for like 14 bucks. Hate one-off hiccup burps. Yeah, they suck. I'm trying to have a conversation here. And I simply can't. Yeah, we gotta come back here as Leon. Oh, that's where you can really see the pre-rendered background. Look. It's like she's floating on the corpses. Oh, Please. Oh, he's coming, dude. Okay. Yeah, like it seems to be whenever there's a pitch black background that it flickers really hard. Doesn't seem to be much I can do about that though, unfortunately. Whatever. New York apartments in a nutshell. Oh my god, I'm getting destroyed. Getting fucked up. Oh no, this part.
Don't move. You're the one who was with that cop, if I'm not mistaken. Identify yourself. Ada Wong. Ada Wong. I've heard that name before. Now I remember. One of the men from Chicago who came to assist the T-virus research used his girlfriend's name as his password. Ada and John, I believe. How did you know? Who are you? Annette Birkin. My husband is the man responsible for the creation of the T-virus. William Birkin. What? John's dead. He became one of those zombies. My condolences. And although I regret this, you will be joining him.
Yeah, how of all things, how does she know the fucking password?
Take the G-virus away from me. G-virus? It's capable of creating the ultimate bioweapon. Its potential is even greater than that of the T-virus. Then that must mean the creature in the police department is precisely my husband, William. And it's all Umbrella's fault. None of this would have happened if they hadn't tried to steal his research away from him.
Infidelity in the air. Oh no. Cheating. This scene is fucking awesome though.
This way.
It's sheer perfection. My precious G-virus. No one will ever take you away from me.
Sounds just like Wesker.
There he is.
So you finally come.
Doctor, we're here to collect the G-virus sample.
Sorry, but I won't just hand over my life's work.
Stop. You might hit the sample. That's it, all right. Okay, let's move out.
William. Oh my. Hold on, darling. I'm taking care of that bullet wound first. Stay here.
Genome soldiers. Those genome soldiers are fucking worthless.
We'll be at the rendezvous point in 1 minute. Roger.
Are you telling me that he injected the G-virus into his own body? The G-virus has the ability to revitalize cellular functions.
What was that? Something's wrong. Let's check it out. Over
Virus.
Shoot! Eat this, you freak! I'm stopping it! What is this thing?
The Stampede G virus. I do get it.
Hurry!
But you still need to see yourself out.
What is this thing? Fire! Fire! Son of a...
So those rats were the carriers of the virus. As a result of his virus-induced transmutation, William should have lost any prior memories he had as a human by now.
Comes back like William Afton.
Even worse, every G-virus bioweapon, including William, has the ability to implant embryos into other creatures. And create offspring. No.
That's the weakest dying scream. That's it. Typical.
Ada?
Yeah, I like how in the remake he at least has bandages, but in this one he just magically recovers from his gunshot wounds. And just thinks nothing about it. He just said, oh, that sucks. Well, let me be on my merry way. Why do I still have the club key, dude? I don't need that shit. Huge. Give him bandages later. I don't remember for sure in this one. I think this might have been the first stream I ever watched of yours, Dr. Red. Was this one where you had the Is this one where you had the orange screen out? I think it might have been. You had the orange screen out in full force. All right. I'm excited, you guys. I've got steak and rice for after the stream. I'm gonna fucking demolish that shit. Oh, actually, no, I think it was Remake, the first one I ever watched, not Steak and Potatoes. Well, they're both good. I'm not gonna sit here and say that either is bad, but you know. I'm telling you, dude, I'm your #1 fan. Anybody that says otherwise is full of garbage. Dude, I just can't get it to stop flickering. This is so annoying. No matter how much light I give it, it just won't stop. Whatever. Make sure it's a soft rice. Kind of suck if you need to chew hard on both steak and rice. True. Very true. It is minute rice, so it's cheapo rice, but it's good. It makes good shit. No, it's juices. It's not actually blood. I don't know why people call it blood, but I know that's not accurate. Alright, now we should be good. Let's try way less light. Dude, I didn't even get the weapons locker key or card. I didn't even get the key card for it. Fuck it, I'm tired of messing with it. I'm just gonna play. The flickering is annoying me, but whatever. I can't do anything about it. Hang on a second. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Resident Evil 2.
Unfortunate. You didn't miss anything of note, Jordan. I just died to a spider for no reason. Didn't realize the little fucker would come all the way over here. Well, let's go ahead and do this now. Make space now, so I don't have to do all this shit later. Oh God. Dude, I'm so annoyed by this. Why is it doing this now when it wasn't doing this at all last night? Like, why is this a thing? It just won't stop. It doesn't matter what I do, it actually makes it worse. Whatever. Fucking tired of it. Demon spicy rice and potatoes. Like dirty rice? Dude, dirty rice is amazing. A fucking gnat in this room is driving me nuts, dude. Chili powder, taco seasoning, and vegetable fried with beef and then potatoes. Yeah, gnats are the worst, dude. And this season in the South, it's always bad. You need some beers. It's gnats with a G, G-N-A-T-S. They're like a flying insect. They're also called fruit flies. They're just fucking annoying. And in the South, it doesn't matter where the fuck you live. Everybody gets them this time of the year. Like, they will find their way inside of your living space. One way or another. Fucking annoying. Oh, hey, I fixed it. Finally.
Leon, that woman was... I have to talk to her.
Skip. Fuck Leon. Get out of here. We're just gonna discuss things with my 9mm. You know how we do. Mosquitoes in Florida right now were terrible. Oh yeah, I can imagine. All right, we're plugging in. All right, controller's plugging in. Nice, we're charging now. Yeah, we are on the Satin Silver Boy. My favorite DualShock 3. Skip. Wait, can I not skip this? Fuck.
Don't move. You're the one who was with that cop, if I'm not mistaken. Identify yourself.
Hey, no problem, Jordan. No problem. Family is certainly more important than my degenerate antics, okay?
Ada Wong.
Even I will admit it.
Now I remember. One of the men from Chicago who came to assist the T-Virus research used his girlfriend's name as his password. Ada and John, I believe. How did you know? Who are you? Annette Birkin.
Greater than family. Well, that should be your review.
William Birkin.
The title of your review. RE2 is better than family. Let's go.
One of those zombies. My condolences. And although I regret this, you will be joining him shortly. I won't let anyone.
I should be able to skip the CG cutscene though. Surely.
T-Virus. It's capable of creating the ultimate bioweapon. Its potential is even greater than that of the T-Virus. Then that must mean the creature in the police department is precisely my husband, William. And it's all Umbrella's fault. None of this would have happened if they hadn't tried to steal his research away from him.
Convenient. Now, hopefully I can skip this. There we go. Fuck yeah.
So those rats were the carriers of the virus. As a result of his virus-induced transmutation, William should have lost any prior memories he had as a human by now. Even worse, every G-Virus bioweapon, including William, has the ability to implant embryos into other creatures.
Yeah, guys, I'm actually really excited for Persona tomorrow.
No.
We're gonna do like a fucking 5-hour stream. We're gonna get to the next full moon. We're gonna pop off. Once per week is perfect for that game. It's impossible to take it all in at once. Yeah, we've got to find out what this Emery lady looks like.
Too bad.
If my PS2 can survive this playthrough, that's all I need out of it. But if it dies, that would be highly unfortunate. Well, she's a hoe if what Kenji is saying about her is true. That's what you got to remember, though. Because if he's just misunderstanding everything and being a fucking weirdo about it, then she's actually perfectly normal and he's the weird one.
Ada?
So it depends on a lot of factors. Well, this is where I died last time. We gotta get the goods from over here. The wolf metal and more shotgun shells. Yeah, you're allowed to say ho. Listen, all the words that aren't permitted already get pulled by my auto mod, so don't worry about that. Like the other day, somebody was in here. Somebody, I think it was like the only time they've ever watched me, and they said they called Leon in the RE4 remake a white cuck, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, you can call him a cuck, but why you gotta call him a white cuck? Like, just don't say that. Like, that's just a dumb thing to say. Well, nowadays the term to say is 304 because it's hoe backwards with numbers, and you know, it's like it's a way that you can get around having to actually use the word hoe. Yeah, we need to get the valve handle. I forgot about that. But yeah, nowadays everybody just says 304 when they're talking about a hoe. Oh, so much nicer. So much nicer with no flicker. It's just easier on the eyes. That shit was annoying me, and I'm not even watching it. I shouldn't be watching it. Someone on my friends list named Ola Soy Dora. Are you talking about on PlayStation or what? Let's go ahead and save. Why not? Oh, internet working good again? Yeah. We had a weird, like, hiccup with our fiber a couple days ago, but thankfully it sorted itself out. That didn't end up being a big deal. Alright. Dr. Red, you don't waste anything, dude. You will eat it no matter what. Like, if a food is bad enough, I straight up just can't finish it sometimes. I'll feel bad about not finishing it, but I still just can't do it in all circumstances. If it's that fucking bad, I'm like, nah, man, I'm just gonna give up on this. Alright. Don't get envenomated. Are you feeling better now that you're, like, actually in your own space again, though? Because I remember when you first said you guys moved to the new place, you were like, it's really weird, you know? I mean, it was nice, I'm sure, to have your own space again, but I'm sure it was also pretty weird. Oh yeah, it is very easy. You know what I just remembered, Dr. Red? When you were talking about the mashing technique and you called it the vibration technical. That was just that was just something else, dude. Yeah, I do. That's what I do. I do this and then I vibrate my fucking arm as hard as possible to mash that shit. I'm trying to mash like 12 inputs per second, dude. And there's no other way to do that than mashing. I did that in Evil Within a lot on my spacebar. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Dude, Snake's torture, that was one that I'm really good at. And Raiden, too. At the end of 2. That literally looks like he gets eaten. Smile, you son of a... Ugh. Absolutely fucking killed. Moited. Yeah, and then you gotta grab the other one too. Nothing like a dumping area. Yeah, basically would, well, I mean, it wouldn't be impossible, but it would be very hard to do both of these without knowing exactly what you're doing. I'm sure if you're a speedrunner, you can do it, but you have to be a competent gamer to be a speedrunner. And if you guys know anything about this stream, but my controller disconnected. What the fuck? Still charging? Okay. We are not competent. Nor are we gamers. We're not anything, actually. I'm just nothing. Dust in the wind. I'm not being dramatic. You are. Can I not just open this door? Those beans were literally like toilet water. Dr. Red, I've had some awful beans before. Like awful refried beans from Taco Bell or some shit. It was heinous. They actually tasted like dish detergent or some shit. And I've had chips from there that also tasted like that. Yeah, you know what I mean. I thought there was something actually down here for me to grab, if I remember right. Yup. Although kind of useless here, but I can save. Here's the best line in the whole game. Best line in the whole game.
Leon. This bullet wound isn't
This song is amazing.
any easier.
Quiet, Leon. I'll patch you up.
Leon. It's right here.
That's 2 I owe you.
Don't mention it.
I just found out.
This one.
John's dead.
What?
She's taking this amazingly well.
Let's just get out of here. The sooner the better.
She's taking her boyfriend's death incredibly well. I just found out. John's dead. Anyways, let's get out of here. Okay. That sucks, but okay. Goodbye forever. And I have no fucking item slots for this metal. Sewer Manager Diary. June 28th. It's been a while, but I saw Don today and we talked after completing our work. He told me he had been sick in bed until yesterday. It really doesn't come as much of a surprise given how long he's been working here. He was sweating like a horse and kept scratching his body while we were talking. I asked if he was hot, but he just looked at me funny. What's wrong with him anyway? July 7th. Chief Irons has been visiting the lab quite often lately. I don't know what he's doing over there, but he always looks grim. The expression on his face has been even more unsettling than usual. My guess is that it's because of Dr. Birkin's impossible requests. The chief has many sympathies, though. After all he's done for this town, he doesn't deserve this. July 21st. I rarely drink because I'm on the graveyard shift, but I don't suppose I have much to complain about since this is how I make my living. August 16th. Chief Irons came in late today, looking grimmer than his usual self. I tried to joke with him to cheer him up, but he wasn't amused. He pulled his gun and threatened to shoot me. I was able to calm him down, but that guy must have some serious problems. He knows he can't enter the lab without my help and my metal. This is what it means for the chief to serve and protect? August 21st. William informed me that the police and media have begun their investigation on Umbrella's affairs. He said that the investigation will be city-wide and that there's a possibility they'll even search through the sewers. He asked me to suspend all Umbrella sewer facility operations until the investigation has concluded. The sewer will still be used for passage, but he stressed that I have to be extremely cautious and that I'd lose my job if anyone finds out about this operation. Kept scratching his ass. Well, fuck. I can't take this metal, dude. I mean, I guess I could just go put the wolf metal in this one. Fuck. Doesn't work that way. Yeah, Dr. Red, I heard that shit just last night or 2 nights ago, dude. People are popping off fireworks, man. It had to have been. Like, I just heard 3 loud-ass booms, one right after the other. Like, unless it was an insane car backfire, what the fuck could that have even been? I don't get it. 4th of July in America is where a bunch of people like to shoot off fireworks. Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, it is pretty ironic. Well, it's like I was saying, it's like Leon going to the village, dude. A random American showing up in your village immediately starts blowing everything up. That's the fucking "oh say can you see." He is here for one reason and one reason only, to blow shit up. We gotta make a ton of space here. You just typing the word context reminded me of this Wings of Redemption video I was watching earlier today, where he was literally claiming that, like, he had a family friend who exposed him in a troll Discord, and that family friend started talking about how literally everything was clipped out of context. And the running joke is to call Wings of Redemption Richard, even though his real name is Jordy. And fucking this one guy in the comments just said Richard's entire fucking life is out of context. According to him. Literally, the man's entire existence is out of context. I mean, based on how many times he uses that excuse, though, it actually is. Yeah. See, I wish July 4th was a no-work holiday. We have a skeleton crew for our July 4th. I usually work it, but we don't have to work it or anything. Like, it's not required, you know? If I need ammo, I've got the shot. Actually, you know what? Let's do it the other way around. When's RE7? I was actually gonna play RE7 last stream. I just decided against it at the last second because people voted for this. If you just type wings, I think it pops up his face. Yeah. Then I also have an emote, which I'm sure he would love to know about. It's a little bit smaller. I think it's lowercase wings, capital A. Yeah, there it is. Oh my god. I'm just gonna let Ada take the hits here. I think she has infinite health. Dog looking sussy and wide. The greatest emote known to mankind. It is a bit cursed though, yeah. Just a touch cursed. Oh, how could I be so naive? You're right, Joel is the best emote ever conceived by humans. Okay, now we're back. Did I bring the valve? I did. I'm not a dumb fuck. So let's go. Across the way. I'm gonna grab this. Sniff some blue herbs. I don't need them. Yeah. Like, why'd they have to clip this dog out of context, dude? It's so unfair. That seems to be like the most common YouTuber and Twitch streamer excuse. When they're caught on mic saying something or caught on video doing something, it's always, well, that was clipped out of context. It's like, okay, what context exactly? And they usually can't even tell you. Or the context that they give you actually ends up making them look worse than the original context. Come on now, stop with that bullshit. You either did it or you didn't. Just own up to it like a fucking man, you know? Or woman, depending on who's making the excuse. Oh. Yeah, I would say 2 and 3 are pretty close. But just me personally, I'll take 2. 3 is a great game though. Oh no. Get out of here. Mustard Piece. CVX is a great game. Underrated, I will say. Oh, look at them. They're coming, dude. Got out of there just in time. Yeah, I mean, it's not a masterpiece by any means, but it was fun going through it for the first time. Yeah, that's definitely Claire's best like representation in any of these games was Code Veronica. No doubt. Ah, this part. He doesn't know Pepe LMAO. There better be a fucking item box. We're about to get fucked up. Nope. deleted. Oh no, no comment on that. I think we find the shotgun parts here soon, right? That beef it up into something even better. That's so sick. Yeah, shotgun parts are like right here. You fucking piece of shit. Yeah, let's go. Huge! Get him out of here. I don't care if Ada gets grabbed. Yeah, I said it. And I meant it. Dude, corn chips are amazing. That is for sure. Any Fritos, especially with the Frito cheese dip, fuck yes. I'm just taking hits left and right, dude. Oh no, do you use way too much sour cream? I know some people are prone to doing that. Now we get our mix. More shotgun shells. We are fucking loaded on shotgun shells right now. More magnum bullets. Dude, we are fucking stacked on ammo right now. I've barely fired a single shot this whole playthrough. Just doing some organization. Oh yeah. Huge! Look at this. Beast. It makes an awesome sound too. Dude, taco salad. Don't even get me started. It's amazing. Oh, isn't it? No. I forget where the weapon box even is. I remember this though. Yeah, we don't have that yet. Go inside of train? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, it's so tough to see that you can even go up here. It's really tough to see. Yeah. It's about to get fucked up. I mean, we have 35 shotgun shells. If he takes any more than that, I deserve to fucking die. Let's just tell the truth here. Jesus, fucked up.
Ada! Ada! Can you hear me? Come on, snap out of it!
Oh, she's dead. Goodbye. On to the next. Dude, this shotgun makes an awesome sound. Like, that is a shotgun that fucking cracks, man. Yeah, dude, this is the best upgrade for sure. Oh, you bitch. Deleted. Absolutely fucking... It's so comically huge, too. Look how fucking big that is. That's some fucking Acme shotgun. Not even anything out here. What the fuck?
Oh my fucking lord!
My favorite part about that clip is the chair squeak that happens. Well, that was pretty easy. Is he wearing sneakers? I think so, yeah.
Don't die on me, Ada. Come on! Wake up! Come on!
No cracked screen. What, does that actually happen? Really? I didn't even know about that, dude. Can you do it anywhere? Okay, yeah, we'll try it. This is the best song in the whole game, by the way.
Welcome back. Hey, take it easy. We're inside Umbrella's secret lab. I'll go find something to treat that wound, so just rest here in the meantime.
But I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go. Save yourself.
I told you, it's my job to look after you.
But you'll be in danger if you stay with me. I know I've only known you for a short period of time, but I really enjoy being with you.
He's in.
You're
in, dude. Just take it.
I'm not capable of caring about anyone.
Just accept it.
I don't want to lose you.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
All right. More, dude. We have like 24 magnum bullets. Holy shit. Oh my god, we got all of our shotgun ammo back. Fucking easy. Easy as hell. Alright, we'll save and then I'll try to shoot the screen. Fucking that, man. Yeah. Oh, chat got stuck on the screen? Yeah, that can happen sometimes. Here, I'll refresh. I'll refresh. There we go. Got the little peepo. Alright, let's try it. Let's get a little bit closer. Well, first of all, Ada's fucking woken up. I mean, that's like perfect. Aiming up. Damn, dude. I mean, it's cool because I'm not wasting any ammo. I'm just gonna reload. Try other camera. Oh, there it is. I saw it. That's awesome. All right, now we reload. Yes, the PS3 screen is further to the right. That's because I'm playing a PS1 game that's in 4:3 aspect ratio. Chill out. That is very cool. When you see the PS3 menu, you're like, what the fuck, Stamp? You're a shit bag fuck stupid streamer. You don't know what you're doing. And then the game starts and you're like, oh, this guy's not an idiot. Because that's how everybody thinks, right? That's about right. I don't really have any key items. I bet the club key is where I would have found the weapon card. Not that it matters now. I mean, look at all this shit. Oh yeah, Jordan seems to be extremely well versed in especially the older Resident Evil games. He knows practically everything.
Chill out. The cheat code to unlock Green Goblin early on Spider-Man on GameCube reference. Balls. Balls. Resident Evil is awesome. Stamp sits on toilet screaming in pain after eating rock-fed beef instead of grass-fed.
Rock-fed beef? Who's eating this, dude? I don't even know what to say to you right now. Looks like he poured oil all over the place. Oh, I know what to do. Set him on fire. Dude, that fire effect is actually pretty damn good, though. User registration. Temporary user registration for the Culture Experiment Room. Username guest. Password none. Valid for 24 hours. Unsecure fucks. Lab security manual. Security measures in case of an emergency. Okay. In the instance of an uncontainable biohazardous breakout, all security measures will be directed toward the underground transport facility. In the instance that any abnormalities are detected among cargo in transit, all materials will automatically be transported from the loading zone to the designated high-speed train, at which point all materials will be isolated and disposed of immediately. In the instance of a Class 1 emergency, the entire train will be purged and disposed of without delay. In the instance that the lab itself becomes contaminated, the northernmost route currently used to transport materials to and from the facility will be designated as the emergency escape route. This route will secure passage to the relay point outside the city limits. Disclosure about any information regarding research conducted here or the existence of this facility is strictly prohibited. Since it is top priority to keep all research classified, escape access may be denied under certain extenuating circumstances. Anti-BOW gas sprinkler. Wow, he just breathed in mustard gas and didn't give a shit. What a guy. Doesn't give a shit. Hard key. More first aid spray. I feel like this game is a bit too generous with this shit sometimes. Could see this. I could set the superconductor fuse here if I had a fuse case. Well, lucky for us. Lucky for fucking us. Hell yeah. Easy. Pieces on my own, well I guess this is growing up. I don't know why that song is fucking stuck in my head so bad right now. On Revelation, some girl missing half her pants tried hugging Chris Redfield and he just kind of pushed her off. Wow. Is that roided out Chris or original Chris? Okay, well. Buff Chris, he looks like 5 Chris. Oh, damn. He really doesn't give a fuck, huh? Do it, you stupid fuck. 3, 2, 1. Man, I love that sound. Oh, look at him. He said, maybe not, maybe not. Oh, you're coming right this way, buddy. Oh my god. Violence. Gore. Explicit. Oh shit. Ooh, get him out of here. Dismemberment. This is the best gun in the game. And anybody that says otherwise, soy. That's all you are, is soy. You are a mini fridge full to the fucking brim, not a square picometer of space left, filled with Soylent. If you think otherwise. Yeah. Anytime after CVX, Chris is just incredibly buff. I don't even think I can go anywhere else over here. I mean, the power is back on, but I still need a key card. In 7, he looks like a 27-year-old League of Legends player. Why has he got to be 27, though? Why are the zombos here naked? I actually don't know. Are they doing this for like ironic purposes? Are they trying to say something by the zombies being naked here? Are they trying to like make a statement about life or something? What the fuck? What the fuck? How did that not do anything? Yeah, I always gotta make sure to think before you type, Dr. Red. I have anti-BOW gas everywhere and they're just going... Okay. Oh, what the fucking shit was that? Piece of... I got plant jizzed. I really did, though. And there's no way around it. I can't talk my way out of this one. The evidence is there. Oh my god, they're tanky. Well, yeah, I mean, doesn't he start out 7? I mean, 7, he's just a regular dude from Texas. He's not anything special at the beginning of 7 at all. That come up is pretty crazy. Nope. 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 I have made mistakes. Run, bitch. Oh god, there's 3 of them in here. Well, it actually wouldn't be a bad idea to just kill them. It actually wouldn't be an awful idea to just kill them, but can't be doing that. We must preserve ammo. I think I might have missed the weapon box, unfortunately. You just walk skate on him, yeah. The Magnum parts? Where are those? Oh shit, I didn't even put the ink ribbons back. Oh, in this room? Oh. No fucking card keys. At least not yet. Oh, okay, that was the weapon box key. Nice. Dropped his ass. Dude, they will not. Okay. You know what? I didn't want to have to do this. They forced my hand, okay? That Joe Inoue song? I'm pretty sure I did, yeah. What was it called? It's called Nowhere? I feel like I remember that. You gotta remember, Dr. Red, I'm being a degenerate most times when I'm not streaming, so it's hard for me to remember these things. I'm most alert when I'm here. Oh, that was cinematic as fuck. Holy shit. The double camera change while I was blasting his head off. There it is. There it is. Go, bitch. Nice try, idiot. Fucking dumbass. Deleted off the server. I am top fragging on the server right now. That's a red. Damn. This is not secure. You fuck. Oh my god, did you see him slowly collapse? Get him out of here, dude. Absolutely trolled. Yeah, seriously. It's almost that bad. Want to make my outro a doctor a day keeps the doctor away? Made fun of you for that peak writing. Excuse him? Yeah, ask him if he can come up with anything better. I bet you $1 million he can't. He would make his. I'll play Crazy's outro for you here in a second, because I know exactly what he would do. I know exactly what he would do. Okay, let's make this Magnum. Ooh. 10-inch barrel is put on the Desert Eagle. It can fire DOT 50 AE rounds more powerfully. He didn't even make that intro. He stole that heinous intro? Oh no. He couldn't even be remotely original, dude. Here come the homies. Oh god. Oh. It's okay, because there's some... Oh god. What? Fuck out of here. I shouldn't have had to do that, but you know what? Fighting off the homies on your wedding day when they try to prevent you from getting married, so you can spend more time making fun of children on Call of Duty and eating Doritos on Discord chat. That's the American dream. That movie sucked. What was it? That was a short ass movie. Alright, what's our charge at? What? Okay, it's full charge. Let's go. That cable was annoying. Glad to be going wireless again. Literally, how? How are they back alive? Makes no goddamn sense. Megan? What the hell is Megan? The AI movie? Excuse me? Oh, okay. I know. I think I know what you're talking about. We gotta get to the blue side. Don't take damage. Fuck! Okay, well. That was a waste. Piece of shit. Piece of fucking shit. Oh yeah, we need Ada with us. Exactly. Yeah, it's a key card that gives you access to a bunch of the Umbrella Lab. How do you know if it's useless? Damn. I basically used all my ammo. Oh. Oh my god, violence. Well, that was anticlimactic. I don't believe he's dead. Yeah. Now he is. One Zombo got the chicken leg? Yeah. For base vaccine synthesis. Ah, there's the Mo disc. Well, since we killed all the liquors over there, it'll be easy to get out of here at the very least. Yeah, we don't need that till clear, that's right.
You murdered my husband. I
Sure
know
did.
what you're looking for. You came for the G-Virus, didn't you? But you'll never take it from me. This is my husband's legacy. Now, where's that spy you were working with earlier? You know who I'm talking about.
What?
You really don't know anything, do you? You're so gullible. She's one of the operatives sent here by the agency. The only reason why she came here is to obtain the G-Virus.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I discovered this when I did a background check on her. She specifically got close to John and became his girlfriend to get information about Umbrella.
Ah, makes sense why she doesn't care that he died then.
That can't be. I know her. Ada wouldn't do something like that.
If you don't want to believe it, I don't really care. You're about to die anyway. What happened?
That's the worst death. Well. It's like, well, that sucks.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated.
Anyways, goodbye.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform.
All employees proceed to the bottom platform. All employees proceed to the bottom platform.
Let's get Ada. Yeah, the fucking bonk scene, dude. They need to put a bonk sound in there. Modders, please. Oh, she's gone. Well, let's save here anyway. Damn, 17 plus 8. Holy shit. 25 magnum bullets. Man falls out of trailer drunk after lady pours more than 2 shots of vodka. Oh, I've seen that, yeah. It's like the cooking show where she says to use a shot of vodka and pours half the bottle. Well, I guess that'll work. Oh, even more? What? Holy shit, 25. I have 33 magnum bullets. Good lord, that's a lot. Yeah, I haven't shot any. I haven't shot any this entire playthrough, dude. It is over. Oh yeah, we can't use this. For some reason, this part reminds me of Perfect Dark, even though Perfect Dark is like 2 years newer than this game. I don't know why. Amazing game, though. Oh, this wasn't even the right. Yeah, this isn't even the right area.
Leon.
Perfect Dark is an amazing game.
Waiting for you, Leon.
It's like the precursor to Halo.
What are you doing?
You know what this is about, so just hand over the G-Virus.
I don't believe this. Annette was right. About everything.
That's why I told you to leave without me, but you wouldn't listen. Now hand
Oh,
it
so it's
over.
my fault you're a backstabbing bitch.
Shoot you.
You can't do that.
Oh.
Ada! Ada, I've got you. Don't give up.
She survived the bonk.
It's over. Just let me go.
Shut up. You're gonna make it.
It's too late, Leon. We both know it.
No. I promised you that we would escape. You just have to help me out here.
Yeah, this music is amazing.
I really wanted to escape with you, Leon. Escape from everything. Goodbye.
Why is it spaced out like that, dude? A space duh. Why did he say it like that? They didn't think to do another take? It ruins that moment, dude. Ada! Oh, that's a really cool shot, though.
So, this is what everyone's been dying
It's Ada's gun. There are no rounds in the magazine. What made her do that? The fact that it still was never explained how she lived. Yeah, like, she was already shot. How did she survive the gunshot And how was she cognizant enough to know to grab the virus as he threw it down? Like, how did she know he was going to throw the virus down there? She web swinged? Bruh, I mean, that's more likely than the shit we've seen. Fuck. Absolute hole. Some stranger silhouette did give him some grenade launchers, so I think Leon vaguely knows. True. Very true.
5 minutes until detonation.
I love the way it says detonation. Yeah, there's always an explosion, there's always a timer, and there's almost always a helicopter in these games. This boss is so fucking awesome, though. He reminds me of Ogre from Tekken 3. Shrek? Well, I shot the screen, but not him. He does not quite remind me of Shrek. Donkey. Oh. Well, I was fine, but not anymore. What the fuck is going on? Oh God. Bitch. Got something on your mind, but it's so heinous? Oh no. Are you gonna share it with the class? I'm not demanding that you share it. I'm politely asking. You only do what you want to do. William's head looks like a... I have to go. I'm back. Let's finish the game. Oh, we already finished it, right? Yeah, Leon B is where we get the grenade launcher. We didn't not get world record. Yeah. I like how finishing this, you don't know who the fuck these people... You know Claire, but you don't know who the fuck this girl is.
I have to find my brother.
You're right. This is just the beginning.
Who the fuck is this little kid?
Goodbye, Ada.
Yeah, Leon B is better, I think. Where you get the grenade launcher, it's really cool. This song is awesome though, I'm not gonna lie. You know we're gonna let it play. Like God intended. Amazing. Man, these games are always so fun. Like, you're never bored playing these games. And it's so crazy, like, with how old they are, people would think, oh, they're outdated, this, that, or the other. Bullshit, man. They are not outdated at all. They're still super fun. A sign of actually good game design. Yeah, that's B scenario. What is wrong with that cat? I don't know, dude. It's having a spasm of some sort. By the way, if I were to play Street Fighter 6, I would 100% be playing Ken, and not just because Daigo's playing Ken. I think default Ken outfit with the jacket and the shoes looks really fucking cool, especially in black or white. So, listen, guys, I pick my characters based on who I think is cool. Sue me. That's what I do. That's why when I look at a character like Dan or Rufus or any of like the super ugly characters, I'm like, why? Why would you do this? Why? Naming contest winner? We need to get in touch with these guys. Who's also a really ugly character in Street Fighter 4? Well, yeah, Rufus is definitely the ugliest, like no question about it. And my man is just jiggling all over the screen. I wouldn't play him on principle alone, I'm not gonna lie. I don't care if he's good, I will not touch that character on principle alone. Alright, let's see this dog shit rank. Although I didn't die, I don't believe. I did die to the spider. That's a sick shot. E? No! I dominated the game. I don't deserve an E. That's literally the worst he could possibly... Goodbye. I conquered the game. This is horse shit. I conquered the game. I performed conquest upon the game. I fucked it up in every conceivable way. E is for excellent. Oh. Oh, never mind. That's the correct rank. Never mind. Excuse me. Let me fix my face. It's all great. As a matter of fact, it's perfect. The amount of saves and first aid spray. Oh, dear God. Well, yeah, that would definitely do it. Anyways, gamers, I am going to go ahead and turn in early tonight. I got work early as fuck tomorrow, but Friday nights are now Persona 3. So we're going to be playing Persona 3 until the next full moon. I will not be a dumbass, and I will figure out how to prevent this flickering, even though it's basically fixed now. SF4 Poison. Yeah, I hate her. Say poopy butt. There you go. I said it. with that being said, we're breaking the chains that are over there for room 302. And we're going to let everyone leave with the keys of liberation, the extremely evil looking keys found in Walter Sullivan's pocket. And I will talk to you guys tonight for Persona. Is it after midnight? Fuck, it's not. Okay, well, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night for Persona. Goodbye.